Dialogue about the immigration reform. 11 million psychological prisoners. This is the title. We all convinced that United States is the land of opportunity. We all know that United States is a nation of immigrants. As the defunct President Kennedy once said, it is a conglomeration of nations. No one can ignore that there is no nation in the world that provides more freedom than the United States. However, something is missing for the United States to claim that it is the ark of the liberties in the world. Freedom is not freedom when someone lives in a country that he cannot enjoy his happiness. Freedom is not freedom if everyone in the country is not happy. Freedom is not freedom if someone in the country is not free to looking for a job because he is living illegally in the country. There is no freedom if a student finishes his high school and he or she cannot attend college because he has no green card. Many people in the United States are hiding. They cannot go out freely because they have no green card. If they get sick, they do not want to take risks to go to the hospital because they can get arrested by the immigration agent. There are 11 million souls that are incarcerated in a psychological prison in the United States. Psychologically speaking, all those 11 million people are not free. I wish that Congress can find a common ground on the immigration reform bill in order to release those people from that psychological prison. Václav Havel said, when a truth is not given complete freedom, freedom is not complete. Freedom is when someone is free morally and physically. There is 11 million people that are contributing in the United States economy while they are in psychological prison. Someone who lives illegally in the United States, that person is a psychological prisoner, which is worse than the prisoner who is in a practical prison. In the practical prison, the prisoner has a right to get food daily. He has right to the doctor. He has to sleep under a roof, contrary to someone who is living illegally in the United States, which is considered as a psychological prisoner. Has no right to demand it for a doctor. And he has no money to go to a clinic because he cannot work. He is illegal in the country. And if someone doesn't work, it is extremely difficult for that person to survive. And if a good Samaritan gives some money to that prisoner, he still have to pay taxes while buying the food to eat. Many of them get sick and they refuse to go to the hospital by being afraid of deportation. If someone hurt, soul, heart, mind are not free, he is really in psychological prison, which is worse than the real prison. As Such Knight said, I am in prison, but my heart and my mind are free. It's time for Congress to take action, to act responsibly, to release the heart and mind of 11 million immigrants who are in hiding, who are oppressing psychologically. The controversy between the Republican Congress and the Democratic Congress concerning immigration reform can be resolved easily if they do not ideologize and politicize it. There is nothing to leave for next year. It cannot be delayed. The Congress has to put the party line aside in order to do something good for the country. The Congress has to put the ideology of the party aside in order to pass the immigration bill this year. We are facing a great confusion about the immigration bill. Many people in America do not trust the immigration bill. People thought they were near of a solution, but it seems the Congress is not near yet to resolve the status, the fate of 11 million people who are living in psychological prison in the United States. The Senate passed the comprehensive immigration reform by a partisan 68-32 vote. What remains to prove for the House to take a decision this year? Speaker John Boehner, it is urgent to fix that broken system. I am absolutely convinced if Congress put the party line aside, the House can pass the immigration reform bill this year. America can do better than that. There are two main parties in the United States, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, claim that they are ready to fix the immigration broken system. Both parties, Republican Party and Democratic Party, agreed that 11 million people that are living in the United States illegally should be legalized. What prevents them to go ahead with the decision? I do not judge. I just speculate. It seems that the Congress wants to play the Russian roulette with the people. There is no reason to delay the immigration reform. It is time to release those 11 million people from that psychological prison. As we know, it's become more difficult to deport an illegal immigrant now. According to the court data, most immigrants facing deportation from the United States are now running their cases before an immigration judge. The latter announced that immigration reform is inevitable. Congress has to unite in order to make the immigration reform become a reality. The different president, George Washington, said, "Nothing but disunion can hurt our cause." The goal cannot be achieved if the parties are divided. The members of Congress have to think about the United States, but not about their parties. There is no reason to be pessimistic about the immigration reform. It can be done. Congress is playing politics. But do not forget that the United States is a country of immigrants. There is neither if nor but. The immigration reform will become a reality. Mrs. Madeleine Albright, the ex-secretary of state, stated, "I am a beneficiary of the American people's generosity, and I hope we can have comprehensive immigration legislation that allows this country to continue to be enriched by those who were not born here." Sometimes it could be better to do not control the event and let the event control you. Thank you.